guys, so yesterday we looked at the angles of triangles, which without question always added to 180 degrees. So today is a little bit different because I'm going to go over two different angle relationships is what we're going to call them, not necessarily in a particular shape. I could form them in a shape, but these are, if I were to just draw an angle on a piece of paper, different names we can give them if they add up to certain things. That's the key about today. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. So the two we're going to talk about today, we have two today, two tomorrow, complementary angles and supplementary angles. And just by those names alone after the notes today, you should instantly know some information about the angle pairs. So here's what I mean by that. Complementary angles, if two angles are said to be complementary, they have a sum of 90 degrees. Okay, so no matter what, if I have angle 1 and angle 2 that are complementary, let me turn my camera so I'm actually in this, there we go, then no matter what, they add to 90 degrees. Okay, if I know, for example, that angle 1 is 30 degrees, if I need to find the second one, just like yesterday with our triangles, right? If I took away what I'm given, I get what's left over, right? So I know the second angle would have to be 60 because that's what makes the 90 degrees. Okay, and remember 90 degrees too, just because it's our notes, I'm going to draw that I should see that corner, that 90-degree corner. Usually, in fact, always I am going to put the symbol there. Same with your book and practices. If it's not, it is a mistake on my part, but I hopefully do a really good job with that. The supplementary angles are angles whose sum is 180 degrees, okay? So again, if I have two angles, if I know that angle 1 is 100 degrees, and I tell you they are supplements to each other, instantly I know that the second angle would be 80 degrees to form that. Now you may not think that there's a visual way to see it right away, but there is. So 180 degrees looks like a straight line, right? The 90 degree is the corner. If I were to add another 90 degree onto that, right, so here's 90. If I make another 90 on the other side, which you can barely see that. Wow, that's hard to see. There we go. See, it forms a straight line, straight across. Most kids know too, a circle is 360. Again, if you cut the circle in half just to get that straight line, it would be 180. So if I see a straight line right away, I know I'm looking at supplementary angles that add to 180 degrees. Now for the rest of today, it really is same directions as yesterday, and I'm even going to write them out. We're going to find the measure of the unknown angle. Okay, so I have immediately my eye sees this straight line, right? I see that my two angles, and I'm going to go ahead and color code here. Some supplementary angles are going to be pink for me. Okay, I see that straight line, and I've got two angles that create the straight line I'm looking for. Instantly, I know that they're supplementary and add to 180 degrees, right? So my ultimate goal is to find the measure of angle, and I'm going to name it, this is like geometry vocabulary here, EGH is the angle I want to find the measure of. I'll do that one more time. EGH gives me this angle right here. You could also name this HGE, and it points to that same angle, okay? I think yesterday on your notes, especially the video notes, I was naming them like X, and I didn't really refer to the I wouldn't say it's not proper geometry, but you'll also see angles named this way, and I don't want you to be surprised by it. So again, if I trace it with my finger, E to G to H, I like follow the instructions, so I think about it. EGH identifies that angle for me. So I'm going to do that all day today on the 3 examples, just so you get used to that. And again, I don't want you to be nervous about that if you ever see it. So I know that angle FGE and EGH add to 180. So I'm going to start with 180, just like we did yesterday. I would typically solve this with an equation, but again, because we rearranged, we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Start with 180, take away my 135, and I find that angle EGH is a 45-degree angle. It's acute. I'm expecting it to be smaller than 90, so that is reasonable for an answer. Okay, you can always check reasonableness. And that's it for that one, right? All you need to know to answer these problems is the fact that a straight line creates a 180-degree supplemental pair, and you can find the other angle, okay? Ooh, let me just scoot my notebook down instead. There we go. All right, so let's look at this one. So our ultimate goal will be to find this angle right here, which are 2 ways you could name it. X, W, Y, or Y, W, X. Notice how in both of those, the W is in the middle. So that's kind of interesting. I'll go ahead and write both. Or angle Y, W, X. Okay. So what does that angle equal? Now there's 2 ways you can actually think about this one. My brain sees this 90-degree angle, right? Now that is key to solving this problem, because I know that if this is a 90-degree angle, then those 2 are also a 90-degree angle because of the straight line, right? If I had a right angle symbol over here, like that, I wouldn't even need the other side to know that information, right? So the key here is to just not trust your eyes. That symbol lets us know that these 2 angles are complements to each other. They create 90 complementary angles, okay? So this time I'm going to take 90 degrees. I'm going to subtract 29. And then I'm left with my value of 61 degrees. Okay. Now I've had a student tell me before, like, hey, I thought of all 3 of them as supplementary angles. Is that okay? You're doing more work, but yes, it's okay. So let me show you that. If you think of all 3 of them together, in fact, let me color code my complementary real quick. So blue, these are complements of each other, right? Blue. The way this kiddo is thinking about it is all of them together. Supplements. Which would, if you did it that way, would be 180 minus 90. And then you'd subtract 29 again to get back to 61. So it's doing a little bit more work, but definitely not mathematically wrong. Sorry, I thought someone was coming in. Okay, so last one. Go. Perfect. So this, guys, would be a perfect place to like pause, see if you can find the measure of angle DAC on your own, and then unpause the video to check your answers. So I hope you pause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for this one, again, I see that right angle symbol. I know it's 90 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and label it. and I'm trying to find angle DAC right here. So I see the complementary angles that I need in order to solve. Oh, I used the wrong color. Here, we can do it. There we go. It's gonna have to work. So I see the complementary angles that I need to use to solve, or the information I need to use to solve that. Start with my 90 degrees. Subtract 57 to see the leftover. And I end up with x equals 33. I'm sorry, not x. The angle equals 33 degrees. Angle DAC. Okay. So again, guys, the piece of today is to make sure you're using this vocabulary, complements and supplements, and use that as your guide to solving for the unknown angle. Now, your homework on Khan Academy tonight does have visuals. So you'll see pictures just like mine, and you need to find the unknown angle. Okay. See you in a bit for our meeting.